Hey, I wanted this to be a quick speed test here between the cheap Amazon tablet that is not the Fire tablet. I paid 120 bucks for this one. This is the Seeb S23, but they have a few different brand names out there for the same exact tablet. Basics is it's 4 gigabytes of RAM, octa-core processor, running Android 11, and it comes with a whole slew of different things, including the case and a couple of screen protectors, amongst other things. 120 bucks is what I paid for this particular one. Then here we have the iPad 9, which you can get on sale right now for around $250 or so, or when they do go on sale, they're about 250 bucks. So essentially this is half the price of the iPad. So let's go start this off here with internet searching, internet browsing. I want to start off here with Best Buy, which is a little bit of a heavier website. So budget tablets do have some issues loading this in quickly. Let's get out of the way. Go ahead, we'll hit the 5 Pro. Watch here. I see that Apple is almost instant. Scroll down, you do have this stuff that will take a little bit longer to load in, but it takes even longer on the cheaper tablet. So this is also trying to load in here. So this is kind of comparable to more like the Fire 10 Plus, actually 4 gigabytes of RAM. Actually has 64 gigabytes of storage, octa-core processor, very similar to the Fire 10. You guys actually want to see a video on that, you guys can check out my channel. I actually made a video comparison between this and the Fire 10. And actually, in some ways, this one is actually better than the Amazon Fire, which was pretty surprising. So for 120 bucks, again, you get a whole crazy amount of stuff with it. It's actually decently quick. All right, let's go back. Go ahead and we'll hit this. Pokemon's an easier website to load in. If I didn't mention it, I have been on both of these websites, on both of these tablets. There we go. And they are on the same Wi-Fi. One thing I do want to mention is this thing has a crazy screen gap in it. I mean, it is very, very noticeable screen gap. The iPad, some people complain about the screen gap. I don't even notice it. This one, I noticed right away. It's just huge. It's very weird. Yeah. So here's videos. Both are loading them in just fine. No issues at all. All right, let's go into their respective app stores here. 1, 2, and 3. So this is actually a little bit faster. We'll go ahead and do Pokemon search here. And Pokemon. 1, 2, 3. I know a lot of times Android is usually faster with the App Store loading in than iOS is. That was true even for this cheap device. There we go. Both screens are actually not too bad, especially for how much you pay for this thing. It's actually not the worst screen I've ever seen. It's actually pretty, it's okay. It's not great, it's not horrible. iPad is definitely better, but it actually isn't too bad. Let's go into Roblox. If you do want to buy one of these for Roblox, the iPad 9 is going to be leagues ahead of the cheap one. This can play any Roblox game in high graphics, no issue. Max graphics. This is having issues with games like Royal High. The more graphical games, it cannot play. It'll just be super laggy. Alright, there we go. I do like how it reverts to how you had it. It doesn't keep it in the horizontal mode. Puts it back into vertical, which is just very nice. Alright, then let's go into YouTube. 1, 2, 3. And it's actually the one thing I do want to say too is fingerprints. You guys can probably notice the fingerprints on the iPad is quite a bit. You don't really notice the fingerprints on here. One thing is probably because it has a screen protector on it. that it came with. But I don't notice the fingerprints. Where this, I do notice the fingerprints. Alright. So again, just a quick note there. Going to offer up, that's fine. So offer up seems to be a little bit of a heavier application. It's not the lightest of applications, it's heavier. Not heavy, but it is a little bit heavier. Some things do have a little bit more issues with this over other apps. 1, 2, 3. So of course for a speed test, iPad is going to win, as one would expect. But I am really surprised at how decent this device is. It's not a Garmin device. But yeah, I mean, this is actually not bad. I said the stream is actually decent. The speed is actually decent for how cheap it is, especially when you get all the stuff you get with it. It's not a bad device for what it is. Of course, there are better devices out there like the iPad 9. But you want to spend double the money. It really depends on what you want it for. Again, any sort of gaming, iPad 9 is on below that out of the water. But again, this is more of a, it's very similar to the Amazon Fire HD 10, HD 10 Plus. Again, if you guys want to check out a comparison between this and the HD 10 Plus, I do have a video on my channel for that. This actually wins in some regards over that Fire 10 Plus. So, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. As always, I appreciate you. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.